everyone, and welcome to another episode of Disqualified. I am Trevin, joined by our double champion.
Say your name correctly.
I'm beltless Trevin.
There we go. I am the double champ, Caleb.
And our editor-in-chief, Gordon, is playing cameraman behind the camera.
Feels great. First full video being double champ.
Yeah.
Man, and you know what? It's spent talking about a shitty episode of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, and this episode of Raw also confirmed that Clash in Paris is probably going to be real mid.
Bro, it's a glorified Raw show.
Yeah.
It's a glorified episode of Raw with one John Cena match.
Yeah. Who is a free agent and fighting someone who's technically still contractually on Raw because they have not announced otherwise.
But the feud is taking place on SmackDown.
Yes.
Interessante. But you know what is not interessante? This episode of Monday Night Raw, so let's just get into it.
Yep. We open with Roman Reigns, the OTC. He opens the show.
Man, this is giving me early 1000s Steve Austin vibes. You showed up for work? Early? Before call time? You were the first one. What the fuck?
Yep.
Yeah, he comes out and he says, look, I'm here. I'm the greatest.
But things have changed.
But things have changed. I no longer have a bloodline. I no longer have a wise man. I no longer have titles. He said, and for anyone who's questioning my bloodline, like Jay being in the Fatal 4-Way, you're just wrong. And hey, I guess I'm wrong. Because Jay being in that match is the stupidest booking decision they've made. You know what? Not this year. They've made it a lot worse. Like putting the title on him. Bringing Lobster Man back. Giving Logan Paul one of Cena's final matches. What else? What other stupid booking decisions have they made?
Probably the premise of this match that...
Yeah, because while Roman is talking, ladies and gentlemen, and the crowd says, my name is Paul Heyman, and he says, look, you're supposed to wait till I say my name.
So we gotta start all over.
So he says it, he does his introduction,
Yep.
and Paul Heyman says, look, yes, you're great, but all the things you said are true. You have no bloodline. You are no longer a tribal chief. You have no titles. Also, when Reigns mentioned Cody Rhodes,
The crowd booed.
and he said, interesting.
Yep. And then he mentioned Seth, and the crowd booed, and he's like, that one I get.
Yeah, that one I get. Basically, this leads to Braun and Roman. Bronson,
yeah.
and Roman brawling. Because Bronson comes out, of course, with the Shula Fala.
Yep.
With the tribal thief.
Yep. He threatens to take the pair he's wearing currently and attempts it during the brawl.
And Roman says, oh, what was that you said? You're Samoan? Don't you know that means your ass belongs to me?
Yeah.
Hey, yo! What the fuck we mean there, Roman? Yeah, so this leads to a brawl, and we basically get it confirmed right after this. It is Roman and Bronson at Clash in Paris. Can we put the Shula Fala on the poll? Give us something for this match, man.
Yeah. I feel like the Shula Fala is on the line this match, but they didn't say it. I feel like it's implied, though.
Custody of the Shula Fala ladder match.
Yeah.
Yeah, so next we get our opening contest of the show, and it is Dragon Lee taking on one half of the World Tag Team Champions, That is JD standing in, well, I want to say Judgment Day McDonough, but I know what his actual name is. It is JD McDonough representing the Judgment Day.
Yep. The Irish A's getting some action.
And they called both of these men two of the best in the world currently. And Dragon Lee, I can see they hold you back. JD,
he's good and got a lot more momentum and hype after the punctured lung situation. But both these men need more screen time and more moveset liberty.
they need to let people actually do the moves that got them to the dance. I've never understood that.
Watch our SmackDown review to have this discussion repeated when we talk about JC Mateo.
Oh yeah, man, it was a decent match. We saw a lot of high spots. Dragon Lee, of course, flying to the outside a few times.
Mm-hmm. Jessica, what happened tonight? Because she ejected Finn, who was on ringside after he just decided to...
Okay, look, granted, like, he was going to attack Dragon Lee.
Yep.
But he just stood up on the apron and went like this.
Yeah.
He was inching towards him. So, like, yes, while it is very much that he was going to attack, he did not attack yet.
Yeah.
But when it comes to another match later involving another Judgment Day member playing manager, when they get involved in the middle of the action...
Nothing. Yeah. This entire episode felt off. The lighting was off. The energy was off.
Man, the camera grading... UK, what the fuck is going on? I don't know if it was my TV or just the cameras. Dude, everything looked yellow. It was like Breaking Bad in Mexico levels of yellow. It was like, why do you need this much yellow?
White looked cream in certain angles.
Yeah, like the women's belts. I mean, we only saw one because the tag champs are on SmackDown.
Yep.
Currently.
And we'll get to the world title for this brand for the women's, that picture later.
Oh, yes, we will. And there's so many things to say.
Yeah. But yeah, later eventually Dominic comes out to try to assist JD, and he gets beaten the snot out of him by AJ Styles.
Yep. And this leads to Dragon Lee picking up the win.
Yep.
I forget what move he used to pick up the win. It's probably Operation Dragon.
Yes, Operation Dragon.
Yeah. It was decent. Yeah. It was a good opener. It was interesting, except for the weird ref inconsistencies throughout the night. But next, we get more lucha action.
Yep, with Penta trying to finish the ladder of the New Day, plus Big G.
Yeah, man. Why is he in the New Day? Why is he in the New Day?
Commentary does comment that he's not officially in the New Day, but just heavy involvement, still in his trial period, because he's grieving with them. He even brought his petition for the WWE to ban the Mexican Destroyer with him. And Corey Greaves signed it.
Greaves? Who the fuck is Corey Greaves?
That's what he calls himself whenever there's a New Day spot.
Graves? Or
yeah, Greaves.
Waller calls him Greaves.
Yes.
Okay. I was like, who the fuck is Greaves?
No, Corey Graves calls himself Corey Greaves when the New Day's involved.
What the I am so fucking confused. What the hell is going on?
Remember when we liked having the New Day on our TV?
Remember last year when this show was consistently good every week? And now we get these weird peaks and valleys where things are just, it's cooking, and we're back.
Yeah. Anyways, Kofi versus Penta.
Hey, this match kind of did good.
Yeah.
I always like Kofi being in singles action. I feel
Yeah.
like he should have been a bigger singles star.
Yeah. Penta is, of course, he delivers every match. Like, sure, some of them can be mid due to the hype built around it. But
Or just the styles clash.
yeah. But yeah, this was honestly a good bout. It's just it was too quick. And also too many ad breaks.
Yeah. And here's the thing. We were watching late. So we didn't even watch any ads. It just kept fading to black. I was like, why? Why so many?
Yeah.
But yeah, Kofi does pick up the win after the New Day successfully distract Penta.
Yep. Into a Trouble in Paradise for the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is Woods is selling that his body is no longer functioning because of getting hit by the Mexican Destroyer. Like, he's got a cane. After the match, he had Grayson Waller carry him back up the ramp.
I don't even think you noticed the neck brace.
I didn't.
Because it was black.
Yeah.
Just like his whole outfit was black and he had an all black neck brace. Yeah, it was fucking perfect. Hey, if Xavier Woods is injured, can we just silently break up the New Day?
Oy vey.
Keep your booking logic consistent.
Yes, because,
Does this mean that Charlotte and Alexa need to be stripped because Alexa wasn't medically clear?
I don't know,
Keep your booking logic consistent.
Yes, I guess the one thing they are keeping consistent is they have no idea what the F to do with the women's titles.
Man, we were so hyped to see Stephanie perform in Paris. And guess what?
She approaches Adam being like, so what's the conclusion? And Adam's like, we don't got one in time for Paris. So sad.
Match machine broke.
Yeah.
What you mean match machine broke? You were match machine.
Yes. He basically tells Stephanie and announces through the cameraman allowing the fourth wall to be broken that Stephanie is off the Clash in Paris card. But he confirms that they will have the title picture figured out next week, Monday.
Stephanie, Roxanne, Raquel, Rhea, Asuka, Io Sky, Kairi Sane. Who else is on Raw? Bailey, Lyra Valkyria. 8 potential matches.
Yep.
And I guarantee you, it is going to be Jordan Grace.
Why you gotta put that in the universe?
And I'm not saying this in a negative way, like I dislike Jordan Grace. I like Jordan Grace. I feel like this is going to lead to Jordan Grace call-up.
Why you gotta put that in the universe? We just talked about her losing streak.
Perfect way to keep the losing streak going. She turns heel when she joins the main roster.
Anyways.
Man, it's just like you had all of these matches that you could have done. And you could very easily just slot them in.
We were all expecting, when Naomi announced she's relinquishing, they're like, oh, they're gonna just make it Io and Stephanie at Clash as the replacement match for the vacant title. Like, the entire internet was saying it.
Or, you could have done a one-night tournament. You could have had a one-night tournament booked tonight where you have 3 women's matches. You'll have, it was 8 women?
Mm-hmm.
You'll have 2 fatal 4-ways.
And
the winner of those fatal 4-ways face off in the main event.
And then they fight Stephanie for the vacant title. As she didn't have to go through the tournament because she had #1 contendership.
It's that simple. I booked your show better than you did tonight.
Or do the basic booking of Io technically had the title shot the Monday before she announced her pregnancy. Stephanie had a #1 confirmed contendership. 2 stars that had a title shot. Just put them in for the vacant title.
Or just do the usual cash grab ladder match.
Yeah.
Stephanie's already in there. Use the 7 other females that are on. Oh no, sorry, I forgot Natalia and Maxine Dupree.
Yeah.
So there's 10. You could do an 11-woman battle royal. Or 10-woman battle royal. Whoever wins faces Stephanie. Like, it is that simple to make a match happen. And I think we got a replacement match.
Yep.
And this is the segment we're gonna go after, or
Yeah.
gonna go
But
on
it's
to
like,
next. But it's like
you say you can't find a match for Clash, but you can figure out a match or the title picture situation for exactly 24 hours after Clash.
Yeah. Like,
The math ain't mathin'.
yeah, I can't get things ironed out right now. It will take me a week. Why? Are you getting someone from SmackDown?
Can you expedite it by a day?
Are you getting someone from SmackDown? Are you getting someone from AAA? Are you getting someone from TNA? Are you getting someone from NXT? I don't think that's going to take a week to get done. Especially because, guess what? They're all in your fucking company in kayfabe. Or actually, no, in kayfabe, they're different companies, I guess. It's just, they're under one umbrella. But, like, if you're going to go out from the indies and get someone, why now, of all times, get someone from the indies and just insert them into the main roster?
Yeah. But, as Caleb mentioned, we have a Saturday Night Main Event 3 scenario where, oh shoot, we don't have a women's match on our card now. So now, Becky Lynch comes out to address the European crowd, plays the heel and makes fun of them a little bit, and Nikki Bella comes out. They spat a little bit, and it's confirmed for the IC title at Clash in Paris.
The only memorable thing to come... I mean, these two ladies coached each other, but I can't really remember the everything that was said. I remember one phrase, though, and Becky said, she wants me to come out here like a little dog at the ring of a bell, but I am not a dog. And then Nikki comes out and she says, well, if you're not a dog, why are you acting like such a bitch? Very, very easy line to make.
Yes.
A very, like, okay, that's a decent line, but
yes.
You could have used something better. Becky's winning that match.
Yep, because before the brawl even started, Nikki snatched the title off Becky's shoulder and held it up above her head. Red flag number 1. Red flag number 2 is that she technically won the brawl that ensued after.
Yep, with Becky running away and her standing tall.
Yep, so Becky's got about another month or so.
Yeah, I think they need to expedite this Bayley character change.
Yeah. Which is actually getting interesting, as we'll get into right before our main event. But first, we got 2 other matches.
Oh, at least this match was good.
Yep.
At least this next match was good. And the one afterwards. It is everyone's favorite, Rhea Ripley, taking on Roxanne Perez of the Judgment Day, and with Raquel Rodriguez at ringside. And you see, Jessica Carr. What the fuck was this? Bruh. So, Rhea and Roxanne are engaging in the game of cat and mouse.
Yep.
Rhea gets trapped on the outside. Roxanne goes for a suicide dive. Rhea catches her. Roxanne fights out. And then as Rhea is going for a strike, Raquel steps in, and Rhea does not hit Raquel.
Nope.
But Raquel just steps in the way.
Yep. And she's like,
why is she allowed to insert herself literally in the middle of the action with no consequences?
Roxanne is literally playing little sis, hiding behind her until she sees the opening to go for the cheap shot, and Rhea just ducked.
Yeah, like, bro. And then she gets involved later on in the match. But a good majority of this match saw Roxanne working the leg.
Mm-hmm.
Because after that spot, they started fighting around the ring post area. And Rhea goes for a weird-looking power bomb with one hand. Interesting choice, Miss Ripley. Roxanne fights out of it. Roxanne then moves to the ring post.
Mm-hmm.
Rhea goes for a sidekick. Roxanne steps out the way, punches Rhea, and then jumps up and drops the knee down on her knee, forcing it to go into the apron.
Ow.
Which, of course, that's where the apron and the mat meet. That's the hardest part of the ring. They say that every time on commentary.
Yeah.
Every time. We get it. This is the hardest part of the ring. You don't need to tell us every time. I feel like the thing that Titus O'Neil potentially slipped and almost hit his head on is the hardest part of the ring.
Yeah.
That is a straight up metal strut.
Yeah.
But yeah, so after some more back and forth, Raquel gets involved. Rhea then ends up taking out Raquel on accident because Roxanne set Raquel up for it.
Roxanne was tied up in the ropes. Rhea was going for a drop kick. Roxanne dips out of the way, so Rhea just turns it into a suicide drop kick out of instinct and takes out Raquel, and she's like, all right.
And then runs back and gets caught up in the ropes. Roxanne hits her knee, and I thought, okay, pop rocks, 1, 2, 3. That's enough for the distraction. No. She goes for the pop rocks. It gets countered. Good old Aussie gonk for the third time in the match. No, second time in the match.
Second time in the match.
And then hits the Riptide for the 1, 2, and 3. Rhea Ripley picks up the win, but short-lived victory.
Yep, as Raquel, recovered now, decides to squabble up.
Yeah, they start putting the boots to Rhea. Rhea looks like she's going to hold her own for a second.
Yep.
But then, of course, the numbers game. And look, Rhea, I think you could have picked Raquel up for the Riptide with someone holding onto your leg.
Yeah. That was the third Aussie conk, by the way.
Yeah, that was the third Aussie conk.
Yep, to set up the Riptide.
And then the fourth came after one. Miss Io Sky, after in a backstage segment, before this match happened.
Yep. Io approached Rhea being like, look, I thank you for helping me last week, but we need our space. We keep bumping into each other a lot, and we need to figure out ourselves on our own.
And if you notice, the Kabuki Warriors, Kairi Sane and Asuka in the background, and they're upset about something. Well, Asuka's upset about something.
Yep, Asuka's upset about something. Rhea and Io hug it out before they part ways, and Asuka's livid that Io's hugging Rhea.
Yep, and so now we get back to the beatdown. Io comes out, evens out the odds. We get one more Aussie conk into missile dropkick?
Yep, missile dropkick.
And then Io does her little kip up handstand thing, her little taunt. And those two stand tall now in the backstage segment directly after this match, after commercial break.
Yep, Rhea's like, I thought you wanted your space, and Io's like, I owed you for last week. Now we're even. Now we can actually factually give each other space. And Rhea's like, fair enough, thanks for that.
And then she leaves, exit frames left, pursued by a bear. And entering stage right is
someone as angry as a bear.
The bear in question, but they did not leave frame left. Not leave stage left. Asuka comes in pissed off.
Yep. She's basically like, why you talking with Rhea? Why you hugging Rhea? I thought we were done. And basically gives Io the ultimatum of, it is either Rhea or us. And Io claps back with like, why do I gotta choose? I mean, we're on the same brand. We have this similar goals. Why we gotta fight?
Asuka says, nah, fuck that shit. And she leaves. And Io's like, Kyrie, help. And Kyrie just goes, no. It's like,
I feel bad for Kyrie, low-key.
Bro, stand up for yourself. Have a fucking spine. Yo, bro, get your mans! Get your mans!
Or two big sisters are fighting.
Like, bro, if you don't get that man a Snicker, if you don't get that woman a Snickers right now, she is not herself. She is hungry.
Speaking of not themselves, we'll get to that a little bit too soon of a transition. But first,
AJ Styles and Finn Balor. Oh my God. Some, other than the women's action, some good fucking action.
yep, that felt too short because of more ad breaks.
Yeah, AJ and Finn go at it. No one from the Judgment Day comes out.
No,
No one interferes at all.
clean 1v1.
And AJ picks up the win.
Yep. And in a backstage segment later, Adam Pearce is just walking around, and Judgment Day, just the men, with Dom looking healthy as ever, and Finn and JD still licking their wounds from the matches they had, approach Adam Pearce being like, look, AJ's a problem. We got to find a way to settle this. And
I'll be Dom, you be Pierce.
Yeah.
You got to find a way to settle this AJ Styles problem.
you want me to settle it? You know what, Dom? For the first time, I think you're right.
Well, no, he was. Pierce is like, well, what? He's like, yeah, I just put him in the match with him. What else do you want? And man, Dom hit him with a Kobe Bryant-esque line. More.
And he's
He
like,
just looks at Pierce. I want more.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you mean? I just want more.
Yeah, and he's like, for the first time in a while, Dom, I agree with you. I think you're right. So, AJ Styles next week, and JD comments, barred from the arena? No, not quite. In a match against Dominic Mysterio. And just to add a little stuff on top of it, it's for the IC title. And if you look closely enough, Finn is dying of laughter. The instigator continues to instigate.
Bro, I love this character for Finn. I love the instigator because he's just like, man, fuck it. You want to play around? You want to act like you're a big boy?
You gonna have around, you gonna find out.
Yep. Is this potentially where we see AJ win? It's in Paris. Which also, you couldn't put this match on the Clash in Paris card?
No. We gotta give Raw some stuff. Despite Clash being a glorified episode of Raw. We gotta give the actual factual show after a couple highlights.
I'm trying to think of what's happening. It's Roman, Braun, the Fatal 4-Way, the Women's IC.
Donnybrook match, and Cena versus Logan.
Could have a 6-match card.
You could have. It was gonna be a 6-match card, except...
No, I'm guaranteeing you right now, it was going to be a 5-match card. They literally just slotted this in. They literally just slotted it in the women's IC match.
Probably.
Because it's so funny. I was thinking, because we were talking about it before the women's IC match got announced. And I was like, bro, they really said, you know what? We gave the women their own pay-per-view. It was the highest rated and best performing one that we've had all year.
We don't need
don't need a women's match.
Yeah. We don't need a woman match on this card.
This will be the men's evolution.
Yeah. But when I talked about things going effy weffy, Bayley gets another promo to, I believe, conclude the trilogy of her new characterization promos.
Brother, you do not know how long they can keep these things going.
No.
Veer Mahan was coming for a year and a half.
Yeah.
That is literally the verbiage they use. Veer Mahan is coming. And it's like, what do you mean?
Yeah, but after the first Bayley's doesn't know what to do promo 2 weeks ago, we got her heel persona trying to give her a pep talk and being like, what are you doing last week? And this week, we get...
The Hugger's back!
Yeah. So her double champ heel persona is playing the devil on Bailey's shoulder, while the hugger persona,
Liking inflatable flailing arm flailing tube men.
Yep.
The Bailey buddies, as they called them.
Yep. Also, she wasn't the inaugural women's NXT champion, right?
No.
I forget.
That was Paige.
Yeah, I forget what she was NXT women's champion though. They mentioned other accolades for the
She's
hugger
never been
persona.
an inaugural champion.
No, yeah. But
maybe women's tag.
I don't know. But
yeah, no, she was women's tag, inaugural women's tag.
Yeah,
and then they had it for one defense, and I think they took it off of them.
Yeah,
And
but
it was Sasha again.
yeah, but the hugger comes out being like, look, honestly, you're doing just fine. You just gotta believe in yourself. I mean, you were NXT Women's Champion. You have all these other accolades. You are doing just great. And the heel persona comes out and is like, we gotta do more, though. I mean, come on, you're listening to this loser? And the hugger persona and the heel persona go back and forth, causing Bailey's ears to ring. And she's just like, stop. And we cut to black. Move on to backstage where Adam Pearce is talking with Lyra, being like, you just saw that vignette, right? And
Lyra says, I'm very concerned.
Someone needs to go check on her.
Yeah, and this is where we get the Dom AJ announcement.
Yeah.
And then we cut to Bronson and Braun Breaker walk into the backstage area.
Yep.
Braun is on his way to face LA Knight in the main event. Superman punch by Roman Reigns to Bronson Reed. First Roman throws or pushes Braun Breaker into an equipment box.
Yep.
Hits a Superman punch on Bronson Reed and then gets escorted out by security.
Yep.
Also, Roman was in the backstage segment earlier in the night with Jey Uso.
Yep.
Giving him like a confidence boost. This is the promo we needed going into WrestleMania. It would have actually made Jey winning better. Because I swear, if he wins now, this isn't going to make it better. Which is funny, because I just said that. It would have made it better the first time. Because if he makes him win now, I am not ready for a second reign of Jey Uso. I am not ready for a second reign of Yeet Man. But it is not the... Also, Roman is doing more work currently than the WWE champion.
Cody Rhodes, who both are casted in the same movie.
Who Cody's whole part when he was a challenger for Roman was, Roman's never here, so I'm the one carrying the company now. Great booking. Great booking.
Speaking of great booking, a no DQ match starts with a brawl to the ring.
It's not even no DQ. That's the funniest part.
Yeah, no. A non-no DQ match.
Yeah.
A match with DQs.
A regular, basic one-on-one match. Rope breaks, 10 counts, fucking DQ. Starts with the brawl, and you would think, they're going to call this off because it started with the brawl.
Yeah.
But then you look at the time, and you're like, we still have like 20 minutes left.
They're not going to call this off. Maybe turn it into another no DQ.
How unfortunate. 20 minutes of LA Knight on my screen.
Yeah.
And then LA Knight and Braun get to the ringside area.
Yep. They start making their way up the ramp, fade to black to cut to commercial, and then we come back from commercial to the bell having run to officially start the match, and they've already had like 2 minutes of squabbling.
Yeah, so very standard LA Knight match. Chin locks, suplexes, shoulder tackles,
neck breakers.
Real LA cool Knight, yeah.
Real cool DDT spot.
So they're somehow making Braun Breaker boring.
Yeah, Breaker was sort of the hype of this match.
And it makes me happy that Oba won last night. Because fuck. If you're making Braun Breaker boring, I fear for Oba.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's impossible to make Braun boring.
No.
He's really good on the mic. He can cut a serious promo or he can cut a goofy promo like Scott.
Yeah, his moveset is very fun to watch. He can be a striker or be a powerhouse.
The way he emotes the taking down of the straps, the fucking
he's like running the ropes.
Yeah, like it's hard to make someone that one as a heel actually engages with the crowd.
Yep.
Boring. And
but LA Knight found a way to do it.
Yeah. How can someone who people say has so much charisma suck everyone else's charisma?
Remember 2 years ago where people wanted him as world champion?
Yes.
You were one of them.
I thought this is the best time to strike while the iron's hot.
The iron cooled down.
After I said that statement, I proceeded to pour a lot of water on the fucking iron. Because, bro, I thought Money in the Bank was his. And it wasn't. And I thought Money in the Bank is his again. And it wasn't.
And then you thought Money in the Bank
is his.
And then it wasn't.
How do you book them in the same fucking spot 3 times in a row and not pull the trigger once?
Yeah.
Imagine they did that with Cody Roman. Cody pulls up to fucking Philly, loses. All right, we put the belt on him in Vegas. And then guess what? We get the rematch in New Orleans. Ah, fuck that. We get back in Vegas. Bro, how do you fuck this up? Like, he had a lot of hype coming in, and then I really started watching his matches, and bro is boring as fucking
He got the U.S. title, and we're like, hey, he's got gold on him. He's gonna do great. And then we looked closer. And then we looked closer, and we're like, oof.
Yeah, man, they need to do something with him, bro. At least it's Raw. He's facing new opponents now. But, bro, I don't know how you managed to make a Braun Breaker thing boring. And here's the funny thing. Now looking back on it, yes, Solo did not have this character shift while they were doing this feud a lot. But, dude, Solo coming out of the feud with LA Knight looks better than LA Knight. And it's not just because he's champion. He just looks better than LA Knight. They both are not the best in ring. No. Don't let me sit here and talk like Solo is miles ahead of LA Knight in ring. No. Solo is still not that great in ring.
Yes, but at least when he builds up to his finisher or pulls it out of nowhere, it's cool to watch. LA Knight pulling a BFT out of nowhere doesn't feel as exciting.
It's the same with the Rose Plant. What is this finish? Why are you taking a brunt of the finisher? Because, and so I always hated the ones where it looks like someone's taking the brunt of their finisher, like the Rose Plant, where she goes down. It's also a very awkward way to get into a finisher. Mm-hmm. Then you have the BFT where it looks like LA Knight's taking most of the damage. And the original Dirty Deeds, as cool as it looked, it felt like Dean was taking more of it. Depends on who was selling it, though. Mm-hmm. The only one where it actually looks convincing, and I can't believe I'm going to praise him, is The Miz. The Miz's skull-crushing finale looks great because he lands on top of the person.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what the
He's like,
hell?
sure, he's taking some damage, but he's making sure it looks like, nah, this is putting my opponent down.
Also, like the backstabber. I mean, it's an effective move.
Your knees are gonna hurt.
Your knees are gonna hurt, and your back's gonna hurt because someone else is landing on top of you.
Yeah.
But, it's a Monday Night Raw.
We gotta end the night with an interference.
Yep, Seth's faction, the Vision, come out.
Yep, just Seth, actually. Just Seth comes out, distracting LA Knight in time for Braun Breaker to just spear.
Also, one of the worst looking Breaker spears. It was effective, but if you look, it just looks like his neck folded in on itself when he did it.
Braun picks up the win thanks to this distraction, and Seth starts laying on LA Knight. And then to even out the numbers game, we hear Uso.
No. First we hear Cult of Personality.
No.
Uso was first?
Yeah.
I don't remember this clearly. This was the last thing we just watched.
Yeah. Uso was first because he's the only one who wants some form of allyship still. He's like, all three of us agree Seth's got to get taken down, so we got to make sure we're all in decent shape so we can team up on Seth.
Yeah, so I guess Jay comes out. He evens the odds for a little bit.
Yep, but, it's still an even bout, and a lot of these men still got some gas in them because Braun took the brunt by being in matches 2 weeks in a row. Seth's decently fresh. LA Knight just took a beating, and the Extreme Rules match definitely left Jay sore, so they start gaining the upper hand. Seth is standing tall, and that's when we hear Cult of Personality, because that man can't have Seth standing tall.
Nah, so Punk comes out, and it is basically 1-on-2 at this point. He does manage to fight them off.
Yep, and it looks like they're escaping, and LA Knight
gets up, and him and Punk just get into a shoving match.
Yep. Jay tries to break it up. And Seth is like whispering in Braun's ear, being like,
because Braun's ready to pounce and go back in.
He's like, wait for my signal for the spear, wait for my signal for this.
No.
Yeah.
No, he's just like, no.
Yeah, no, he sees the shoving match and is like, no.
They're doing it for us. They're doing our work for us. Just watch.
Watch the chaos.
Where's Big E with the popcorn? Where's Big E with the popcorn when you need it?
Yeah.
Just
yeah. And they get into a shoving match. Jay tries to break it up, being like, guys, we don't need this.
Knight gets shoved into Uso, which upsets Uso.
Yeah.
Knight gets back up. He goes for a
To be fair, Knight also pushed Jay out of the way a little bit, being like, we don't need you in this conversation.
Yeah.
And then Knight gets shoved into Jay, and he's like, that's it. Crash out Jay coming back.
Super kick.
To LA Knight.
And then Punk just looks at Knight, looks at Uso.
And he's like, good job, kid.
Good job. And then he takes his eye off of Uso for 1 second.
Super kick. And I'm like, crash out Jay's entering this match.
Yeah, Jay Uso stands tall in the ring.
Yep.
While
And Seth is like,
outside.
Yep, Seth is standing tall, and he's also like, beat up each other. But he's also subtly like, hey, good job, Jay.
Yeah, beat up each other, wear each other out. Don't go after the man that has the title.
Yeah, but when I saw Jay's face, I was like, crash out Jay's entering this fatal 4-way.
Yeah, but that is it for this episode of Monday Night Raw. One of the worst go-home shows I have ever seen, and I've been watching this for about going on?
I feel
18 years.
Yeah, I feel like it's carrying off to how the card got announced. You brought it up. I'm also not that excited for this card with how many changes it's gotten.
And I don't know if this is the definitive card. They filled in a lot of the gaps because going into today, I was like, I don't know if we're going to be able to predict until
I feel
Saturday.
like since they did their classic show the card thing they do on Mondays, this is our card.
We'll probably get one more match added, if anything.
Yeah.
But that is it for this episode of Disqualified. I am your double champion, the main roster prediction champion, and your NXT predictions champion. That is Beltless Trevin. And that is our cameraman and our editor-in-chief, Gordon, who is also beltless.
That's why BAU. Jeez, man.
Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell 3 times so you know the match is over. And we will see you next time. Thank you for your time, and peace.
Bye!